Welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator and another video. Believe it or not, I am trying to record this video for the last 3 weeks, but there's something that's getting in the way all the time, and it just becomes impossible. I don't know why. It is so hard, but life gets in the way so much that I was not able to get in front of the computer for straight 2-3 hours, which is the time that I need to record a video, edit, and publish. And I wasn't able to do it. Finally, I found some time, and this is probably going to um, take some time away from my sleep, but so be it. We are going to fly the Boeing 777 cargo variant on a cargo mission from Düsseldorf to Dubai. That is the plan. Yes, I have some other aircraft that's in the line for the videos, such as the TriStar and other things, but I just wanted to get this video out and record the PMDG 777, which received a huge update very recently. Anyway, without further ado, let's meet in the cockpit and get the aircraft prepared for our departure. Okay, we are in the cockpit of the 777F, and as you see, we are completely cold and dark. We will start with powering on the EFB and requesting our data from SimBrief for our flight from Düsseldorf to Dubai. As we discussed, we will also request the departure METAR because we will need this when setting up our aircraft. And we will now start doing the preliminary cockpit preparation to introduce power to the aircraft. So the wipers are off, hydraulic pumps are in off position. Down below, landing gear is down. Engine starter switches are in, it's kind of dark, I hope you guys can see. They are in the norm position and they are not turned on. As I said, the landing gear is down, speed brake is stowed, throttles are in idle position, fuel cutoff switches are in off position, parking brake should be set, but we have chocks and we can set that anyway. Parking brake is now set, flaps are retracted, weather radar is off. That's all we needed to do to introduce power to the aircraft. Let's go. We have external power available. Electrical battery power will come on. This will provide the DC power to the aircraft systems, which is not enough for powering everything. And we will go ahead and turn the primary and secondary external power. And now the cockpit lights up, and this is much better than what we had. Perfect. We'll turn on the cabin utility, even though we don't have any passengers. We will turn on the window heat while we are here. And obviously we will turn the gyro on to start aligning our GPS or IRS system. Emergency lights can be armed. Nav lights are on. We can also turn the logo on because we are in night and it's dark outside. And now we are waiting for the screens to come to life. It takes a while. In the 777, in the meantime, we can set our radios. We will listen on VHF 1 and 2, and we will transmit on VHF 1. We will also turn the PA on, even though this is a cargo aircraft and there won't be too many announcements. This is just a habit that I have. And we'll do the same thing on all 3 radio stacks. Perfect. We will be using Beyond ATC for ATC coverage. Let's see if we can get some more lighting. Just to have a little bit more, just like that, and we will help our co-pilot too with lighting up the flare shield, and this looks much better. Perfect. Now all we are waiting for is the screens and the MCDU, or in Boeing world, the FMC. ARAC cycle is current 777-200. GE engines, which is okay. Position initialization. We are at Echo Delta Delta Lima. We are parked at gate Victor 16. And let's just give us a closed GPS position, but this is our current position, so we'll take it, put it into the inertial position to start aligning our GPS. This is the loudspeaker telling us that these systems are now booted and the aircraft is operational. Perfect. We have all the screens turned on. Let's clear that warning. And while we are here, we should hit the cancel to make sure, and then recall to make sure there is nothing we missed here and all the warnings are what we expect to see. Okay, now go down there. That is done. Routes. We will request the route from SimBrief and continue with our route request. Unfortunately, PMDG hasn't integrated with GSX yet, and you cannot use GSX to load the aircraft as far as I know. For the sake of realism, we can request boarding. We will assume that the fueling is complete, and we don't want the pushback tag right now. So that's gonna start the loading of the aircraft. And then we will select the route and continue with our preparations. This is gonna request the route. And once we have the route uplinked, we will see the load message. It takes some time in PMDG. I'm not sure if this is intentional, but there it is. There is the route uplink. We will hit load and it's gonna start loading the route. We will also see the messages, descent forecast uplink. We will do that, wind data uplink, route 1 uplink, and performance initialization uplink is received. Okay, before activating this, we should contact and listen to the ADIS, or we can just use the METAR information to set our QNH 1020. That's gonna be in hectopascals, and that should give us roughly 140 feet field elevation, which is accurate and correct. Let's convert this to HPA2 or hectopascals. Flight directors can come on. Initial climb is 6,000, but we will see. We will leave it at that, and we will set the speed and everything else once we have the performance calculation completed. So the frequency for the clearance is 121.78. We can tune that to 1.78. Transfer it to become the active. Can you know what, we should listen to the ADIS to see the current ADIS information, also 123.78. So let's do that too, because we will need to know the current ADIS before we can request our clearance. So 78. Let's do this first.
Ceiling and visibility okay. Temperature 08 degrees, 2.02 degrees, QNH 1020. Landing runway 05 right, 05 left. Departing runway 05 right. Transition level 050. Advise on initial contact, you have information, Charlie. Düsseldorf Airport information, Charlie. 0158 Zulu. Surface wind 020 degrees, 6 knots. Ceiling and visibility okay. Temperature 08 degrees, 2.02 degrees.
I got what I need. So essentially, we have 020 at 6 knot winds, 8 degrees temperature, 5 right is in use for departures, transition 50, 8 is Charlie, and that's all we need. Okay, let's contact the ATC and request our clearance. Düsseldorf clearance World Express 3 Echo Mike Heavy with information Charlie at stand Victor 16 requesting IFR clearance to Dubai Airport.
World Express 3 Echo Mike Heavy, Dusseldorf delivery. Thanks for Charlie. Expect runway 05 right, Doden 7 Zulu departure. Squawk 6242.
Co-pilot can read it back.
Doden 7 Zulu departure. Squawk 6242. World Express 3 Echo Mike Heavy. World Express 3 Echo Mike Heavy. Read back correct. Contact ground 121.605 when ready for pushback or engine start.
Okay.
Ground 121.605
You
when
should
ready for
tune the
pushback or
ground
engine start.
frequency anyway.
World Express 3 Echo Mike Heavy. Bye-bye.
There you go. He tuned the ground frequency. Squawk is 6242.05 right, and they did not give us a clearance altitude, so we will use the standard clearance, which we should get from the charts anyway. So departure, we are departing via the Dode 7 Zulu, which is this guy here. Dode 7 Zulu departure. Let's see if we can spot the initial clearance all over here. Transition 5000. 7 Zulu. Initial climb clearance 5000. Okay, we will use 5000 as our clearance because we are not given anything by the ATC. That's set. And the loading, let's see how the loading is going. Okay, the loading is progressing nicely. We are still waiting for IRS alignment anyway. So we selected our departure. Let's go back to the index and select our expected arrival, which is going to be runway 0330 left to Dubai via the Imped 3 Charlie arrival with an ul dot transition. We'll set this for now, and we can now activate the route and execute. This will leave us with the performance initialization. The fuel is loaded. We can start the APU. Looking through this, fuel pumps, we can leave them off for now. But what we can do is, because the fuel is loaded, we can turn on the seatbelt signs. Even though we don't have passengers, let's assume that we got some personnel on board that are traveling with us to Dubai, and the signs are turned on for them once they board the aircraft. That is good. We can pin this chart because we will come back to this later. We should also pin the airport chart for our taxi routing. See parking stalls, we will need this. Which one is the airport? Right, this one. Yep, okay. We will pin this one too. And then arrival, star, 30 left. One of these will be our star. That's a busy star anyway. And then approach will be ILS to runway 30 left. This guy here. We'll pin that one too. And we will pull up the SID, or we'll just stay on the airport for now. There we go. Perfect. We are right here at Victor 16. So we'll see what kind of taxi routing we will get because we're departing from runway 05 right. So let's bring the airport chart once more. There we go. we write here, we will most likely get Lima for Mike, and then be Lima 2 into runway 5. Oh, that's 2, 3. Okay, 5 right is here. So we'll then get probably Lima 5, Mike, and Lima 9, 8 and 9, 8 or 9. One of them is my guess as far as the taxi route goes. Iris is aligned. Let's go down. Let's just accept the performance initialization data, but let's take a look at our load and weight and balance. Precise loading is what we need to select and load the plane from SimBrief. Let's just do that first. Takeoff weight is 274.6. Okay. 274.6. 274.6 is the gross weight. That will give us a zero fuel weight of 215.7. Zero fuel weight 2157. That is matching. Perfect. Cruise CG is okay. Cruising level 330. To the thrust limiter, and let's go and calculate our performance. Departing 05 right. Okay. We want to depart flaps 5. We will import the loads. That's easier from the aircraft. Weather, we know the temperature is 8 degrees, QNH 1020, wind 020 at 6. And calculate. I'm gonna cross-check the weather information to make sure nothing has changed. Looks like nothing. It's just bringing the QNH as inches mercury for some reason. But so be it. Flaps 5, TO2, so derated takeoff 2, temperature 540, trim is 5.25, and 162, 163, 164 are the V speeds. Okay, let's see here. Temperature 40 degrees. Derated takeoff 2. If we go to the takeoff, why did it not take the temperature? There we go. Takeoff 2, takeoff, flaps 5. CG was 27.01, so we'll just call it 27%. And 162, 163, 164, 274.6 is correct. And 162, 163, 164, they are all matching actually, so that's good. And we are okay with this. We will keep this here. Trim is showing here all as 525, which is perfectly fine. And the APU is running. We can turn off the external power and remove the ground connection. The ground power, remove the chocks. I think we are done with the loading, so we can request pushback clearance and ask GSX to start the pushback. By the way, 164 plus 5 is what we are going to set in the speed. V2 plus 5, which is 169. Runway heading. Let's take a look at that too. Runway QDM, according to the chart, is 050. Perfect. So we will set this to 050. 021. There's a slight change in the QNH, so let's update that and let's do the checklist first and then request pushback clearance. Oxygen we have not tested, but it's easy. Okay, that is tested now. We'll do the same thing for our co-pilot also. Oxygen is tested. Flight instruments, heading 050, instruments set, speed 169, altimeter 1021 set. Before start checklist, MCP altitude 5000, V2 164, heading 050, altitude 5000, takeoff speeds 162, 163, 164, CDU pre-flight is completed, trim 525 units, taxi and takeoff briefing is, let's say, completed. We'll turn the beacon light on, or actually let's just ask the clearance first, and then we will turn the beacon light on. Düsseldorf ground, World Express 3 Echo Mike Heavy with information Delta requesting push and start.
World Express 3 Echo Mike Heavy, Dusseldorf ground, pushback and engine start approved. Face southwest. Pushback and engine start approved. Face
Turn
southwest.
on the fuel pumps.
World
Our
Express
pushback
3
is
Echo Mike
approved.
Heavy.
I don't think we have any fuel in the center tanks. Let's just double check that. Nope, we don't. That is done. And ground, at this point we should communicate with the ground to ask them if we can pressurize the hydraulics, which we will do. Electric hydraulic pumps C1 and C2 are turning on, and then the pumps right, left electric and CI C1 and C2 are now coming on to auto. Beacon is on, and that is the before start stuff completed. Auto brakes RTO is now set. Beacon is on. And that should be it. It's the before start. And this is the before taxi or after start checklist. So we should keep the engine here. We are requested to face southwest. Wait. Perfect. They're waiting for us to continue the pushback. Let's see here. Southwest on Tango. Pushback. Southwest on Tango. Okay. Now parking brakes are released. We will start with engine number 2 and then engine number 1. Just to leave the apron so that our engines are beyond this red line. They should also give us like clear to start engines, but hey. Right engine start, starter engaged. Monitoring the 2, 10, 12, 11, 13, 14%. We can introduce fuel already. Oil pressure is increasing. Temperature is increasing. We should see light off here in a little bit with EGT rising and M1 rotation right following that. And we should also start the timer. Okay, EGT is rising and 2 is rising. Parking brakes are set. Confirm for the engine start after we have both engines up and running. Perfect. We are waiting for starter disengage, which is done. So let's go ahead and start engine number 1. Engine 1 start. Let's monitor the N1 again, 10, 12%. Oil pressure is increasing. We can introduce fuel now. It's motoring right now. We should see the EGT and light off here in a little bit. Wait for the fuel flow. There's fuel flow. There's AGT and light off, and there's the M1 rotation. So good engine start. We can tell GSX to disconnect.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Nice. Okay, not much left. We are just waiting for the ground crew to disconnect from the aircraft. Also waiting for the engine 1 to stabilize. And we will do the after start checklist. Anti-ice is not required. Recall. Normal. Auto brake is RTO. Flight controls. We will check the flight controls once they disconnect. Okay, looks like they are almost done. Just give them a couple more minutes. Set the range to 10. I love night departures, by the way. It is so peaceful. And it's great. Okay, there's the hand signal. Thank you very much. And we can do the flight control check. Full up, neutral, full down, neutral, full left, neutral, full right, neutral, right rudder, neutral, left rudder, neutral. Flight controls are free and correct. We can go back to the checklist. Flight controls are checked, ground equipment is cleared, and before taxi checklist completed. Düsseldorf ground, World Express 3 Echo Mike Heavy, ready to taxi to active runway. In the meantime, let's set our flaps to flaps 5. Flaps 5 selected. Taxi light on. Runway turn off lights coming on. Transponder should be already in TA array. That's how the PMGD sets it to default, which is fine. This side looks good. Weather radar. We can set weather and turbulence. And auto. Tilt a little bit. Not sure if it makes any difference. Traffic is already displayed on our ND. And we are given taxiway Tango, Papa 1, Mike, Lima 8, Lima 8. So Tango, Papa 1, Lima 8. Okay. Let's go. Parking brake is disengaged. Trim we haven't set yet, so we will set the trim to 575. That's 525, I'm sorry, that's 5. That's 525. Trim is set. We should not get any warnings. Flaps are set. Advance the throttles one by one. Yep, no warnings. And we can keep going. Perfect. Nice. Really nice. Okay, let's focus on taxiing now. Should not speed too much. 15 knots is fine. We will leave it at that. Follow the taxi line. And remember, this is an heavy aircraft and we need to overshoot the turns quite a bit to be able to make that turn and keep our main landing gear on the taxiway. Keep going like this. I think we are going to, let's see, It doesn't show. Okay. Thought it was going to update our position, which it did now. That is interesting. Okay, we are taking this to Papa 1 to the right. There. Lima 5, I'm sorry, and Papa 1. So this should be Lima 5. Tango and Lima 5 confirmed. Papa 1 is confirmed, which is the right taxiway right here. So let's slow down a little bit. The turn. Okay, that's Papa 1, and then we should just make this left turn into Lima, I believe is this taxiway. This is Mike, and then Lima. 8 is what we need to take. Looking good. Good morning. We are using live time, and it is Düsseldorf, and there's still some activity, landing aircraft, departing aircraft, and that sort of thing. Anyway, let's bring up our before takeoff checklist, which is the flaps, which is set, so we're good on that one. Then we will just need the after takeoff checklist, which is landing gear up, flaps up. Cool. So Toga is showing LNAV VNAV can be armed now, which is displayed on the FMA. We will follow taxiway Mike until we see Lima 8, and then that's what we are going to take into runway 05 right for our departure. Accelerating a little bit too much in my opinion, so let's control our speed around, keep it around 20 knots. I mean, we can technically go up to 25 knots, but then we will have to brake hard to make the turn. It's for us, so there is Lima 8, so we are turning here. Let's slow down to around 10 knots now. We can contact tower once we make this turn. Short right here. Before entering the runway. Oh, there's an aircraft landing anyway, so they wouldn't want us on the runway, I guess. Okay, we will hold short here and contact tower. Düsseldorf Tower, World Express 3 Echo Mike Heavy, holding short runway 05 right, ready for departure.
World Express 3 Echo Mike Heavy, Düsseldorf Tower, wind 010 degrees, 5 knots, runway 05 right, cleared for takeoff.
Okay, we are cleared for takeoff. Strobes are coming on.
05 right, cleared for takeoff.
Clear on
World
the left.
Express 3 Echo Mike Heavy.
Clear on the right, and off we go. We will do a rolling takeoff to vacate the active runway as quickly as possible, as we are already given the clearance. There's the runway. Maintain and center line, keep the center line. 5 right, confirmed our RAS system. Throttles can be advanced to about 50%, or 40% rather. Stabilized. Toga. Forward pressure on the stick. Maintain the center line. It's the stick. 100 knots. Short runway, so we don't have too much runway left. But we are about to take off anyway. V1. Rotate. Positive rate of climb. Gear is coming up and we are going to follow the flight director. Co-pilot should handle the communications going forward, and we will monitor and focus on flying the aircraft.
World Express 3 Echo Mike Heavy. Long and
Very
radar,
nice.
World Express 3 Echo Mike Heavy, 1,200 feet.
Looking good so far. We are following the flight director.
World Express 3 Echo Mike Heavy.
Pitch the nose down, pick up some speed. We are clear to 150, so let's set that.
150, World Express 3 Echo Mike Heavy.
50 set, following the flight director, pitching the nose down to clean the flaps. Alright, flaps 1. Coming to the clean flap speed. Flaps up. Great. Can already engage the autopilot and let the aircraft handle the rest from here while we do the cleanup. That is done and there is nothing much left for the checklist part of things. We'll monitor the engines. FMC message, enable next altitude. Okay, let's take a look at our legs page. Flight level 150 or above at elbow. Let's see how long we got to elbow. We should be fine. We should be fine. Let's see, and it's not a big deal as ATC is following us, so the aircraft is telling us that it might not be able to make that speed. And then what we forgot when setting up is go to our descent forecast, load the descent forecast. Perfect, go to VNAV, cruise, do we have the winds? Now can we set this to 250 10,000? This is something I always forget in the Boeing, but we can do that also. Great, let's clear this. Progress. We haven't done any of the engine out seeds or anything like that for this flight, but next time I will cover that piece of information here. Yeah, all looking good. Route data, we can also load the winds, which we requested, which we have received through the uplink anyway, so those are the winds. Execute, clear that one again. And we need to go back to the standard parametric pressure setting, which we are done now. Passing 5,000. Taxi light can be turned off, runway turn off can be turned off. We will leave the landing lights on until we pass 10,000. Descent forecast uplink ready. I think we have done that, but for the sake of the argument, we will do it again. load this. Keep it at the VNAV. We passed 10,000. Landing lights can be turned off now. We can put the seat belts to auto, and that is pretty much all we needed to do. Except APU is running, we forgot to turn it off, which is fine. Too many things to remember, and it's been a while since I flew the 777, so I sincerely request your apologies for getting the APU on, but which is fine. We just burned a little bit more fuel, that's it. Okay. The aircraft is telling us that it cannot meet the above restriction here. It's fine. I'm not worried about that. The ATC is following us anyway, so we will keep the map here. Maybe zoom out just a little bit. That. See if we still cannot make it to the next altitude. We will be very close, I'm telling you. We will be very close. We still have 5 miles to go, and we are at 12,000 feet. So we will be very close to 15,000. They are handing us off to the Langen radar. We will wait for our final clearance, and I will time lapse the rest of the flight until we are ready to descend.
Langen radar, World Express 3 Echo Mike Heavy. Good morning. Climbing flight level 130 for flight level 150 direct elbow.
Quality 4823, Langen radar. Expect Warburg 1 X-ray, runway 27 left.
Okay, looks like we barely missed that restriction, or we are almost there. So we are gonna level off because we haven't received the higher clearance from ATC yet. They should give us the clearance now though.
3 Echo Mike Heavy, Langen radar, radar contact. Climb to flight level 310.
Okay, 310.
Climb to flight level 310, World
Let's
Express
keep
3 Echo
climbing.
Mike Heavy.
There we go. And we will have step altitudes at some point. Yes, we have step altitudes. We are now cleared up to 31,000, and at Wabeck we are expecting flight level 330, which is already imported here. Oh, 350. Okay. Keep this in mind, and because Beyond the ATC does not have step climbs yet, we will request it from the ATC manually for a higher altitude. But we will time lapse the rest of this part, and I'll bring you guys back when we are ready to descend. So let me find a good view for you guys to enjoy the time lapse. I think this is a good view. Enjoy the time lapse, guys.
World Express 2134 Heavy.
Welcome back, friends. We are reaching our top of descent. Let's jump into the cockpit and set the aircraft for our descent. We are at the top of descent. We'll just change the altitude. And we will also call the ATC for ready for descent. So we should have done this earlier, but I was running late a little bit, so it is fine.
World Express 3 at your Mike Heavy, descend to 12,000 feet, in 1005.
Are descending down to 12,000.
Descend to 12,000 feet. World Express
And
3
QNH
Echo
is
Mike
given
Heavy.
as 1005, which is pre-selected now. And we will continue like this. What we need to do is we need to go back to the index approach and set our flaps. We are gonna land with flaps 30. So we will hopefully select that and enter it here. It says drag required, so let's put the speed brake out just a tiny bit. Should help with the drag and get back on the VNAV path. We are off path slightly now and above the profile, but we are coming down to it anyway. Okay, we are descending very rapidly. I will keep descending like this, and you guys can enjoy the time lapse, and I'll bring you guys back when we are ready to cross below 10,000. Hey friends, welcome back. We are at 15,000 feet almost and closing down to our 12,000 altitude given by the ATC. We'll check a couple things here. We are gonna go to the red nav page, verify that the information here is correct. Let's go close this and pull the charts for, well, arrival. Star. This is gonna be busy. 30 left. Let's take a look. That is the route we are gonna take, and then we are coming at 12,000 or below. We will keep the approach chart here. ILS runway 030 left. We will pin this and pin the star chart also. Okay, now we need to descend down to 2,000, 113.111.3, 2999 is the course, which is confirmed. And we will do the descent checklist.
QNH 1005. World Express 3 Echo Mike Heavy.
Just go to the given QNH 110,000. That put us above the profile, so we will maintain our current rate and the aircraft should sort it out itself. Recall. I think I'm gonna do the checklist like this. Recall checked. Notes are done. Auto brake, we are gonna do brakes 3. Landing data is entered. VREF is 140. We are landing with flaps 30. Approach briefing is complete. So that is the descent checklist, and then approach checklist is the altimeter, which we have done, and the landing checklist. We can We can maintain this course. We can arm the speed brakes for now and then see what happens.
Good day. Tracking flight level 151 for flight level 170 direct orbit.
Okay.
Emirates 209 SETI, newer rotor, identified.
By the
Climb to
way,
flight level
while I was
340.
descending, we are given the expected arrival to ILS 330 left via the Impact 3 Delta arrival.
World Express
That's
3
what we
HMI
have,
SETI, descend
which-
to 10,000 feet.
Okay, 10,000 feet.
Descend to 10,000 feet. World Express 3 Echo Mike Heavy.
Selected. Let's turn the passenger signs to on, and we will turn the landing lights shortly after 10,000 when we are cleared below 10,000, obviously. I think we are entering into that arrival route, which we will do this, which is gonna be busy, but Dubai is like that, so it's okay. Unless they clear us direct to a waypoint. So far, eventless flight. Everything worked pretty good. And we are almost there, guys. We are almost there. Just a little bit more. And then this will be all right.
World Express 3 HMI SETI, maintain 260 knots.
Maintain 260
Okay,
knots.
260
World
knots.
Express 3 Echo Mike Heavy.
Selected. Follow the ATC from now on. Let's drop the range.
Soft headed at or above 8,000 feet, then descend to 7,000 feet.
And if we look at the arrival, this is what we have. We are currently approaching through here, 11,000 or below, 10,000 or below, 8,000 or below, so there are a lot of restrictions.
World Express 3 HMI SETI, descend to 8,000 feet.
Okay, 8,000.
Descend to 8,000 feet. World Express 3 Echo Mike Heavy.
1,000 selected. Landing lights are off.
World Express 3 HMI SETI, contact due by arrivals 124.9er.
Contact due by arrivals 124.9er. World Express 3 Echo Mike Heavy.
While we are descending, let's do the landing calculation.
Descend to 8,000 feet. Maintain 2501.
We are landing to 30
Descend to
left.
8,000 feet.
Import the
Maintain
details.
250
Import
knots.
the weather.
World Express 3 Echo Mike
Calculate.
Heavy.
Web config 30. Anti-ice is off. AC is on. Auto brake 3. Required landing distance. I think we are good with 3. Okay, so that's good. We will keep auto brakes 3.
Due by arrivals, World Express 3 Echo Mike Heavy. 9,900 feet with information delta.
Contacting the arrivals.
Due by arrivals. In 1005, expect the IELTS runway 30 left.
Right, ILS 30 left, QNH 1005, which is all verified and checked.
QNH 1005, expect the ILS runway 30 left. World Express 3 Echo Mike Heavy.
We are at 8,000. If we go back to the chart, you will see that we will descend to 6 and then turn left, follow, unless they give us a direct. This is a very busy arrival.
Descend to 6,000 feet. World Express 3 Echo Mike Heavy.
It's us tending to 6,000.
Due by arrivals, Emirates 242 Super, 9,900 feet. We have Delta on board. American 214 Super Dubai arrivals. In 1005, expect the aisles runway 30 left.
Put the VORs as references.
In 1005, expect the aisles runway 30
There's no
left.
terrain, there is no mountains around us. MSA should be fine.
Descend to 2,400 feet.
Imped 3 Charlie is the arrival we are taking. Restrictions. Okay, 240 knots.
Reduce speed 240 knots. World Express 3 Echo Mike Heavy.
We should have dropped below 250 way earlier before we passed below 10,000, but that's on me. And ATC was okay with it, so we didn't hear anything about our speed, so I guess it is fine. We are down to 6,000 and 240. 230 knots selected.
Maintain 230 knots. World Express 3 Echo Mike Heavy.
World Express 3 Echo Mike Heavy. Descend to 2,400 feet.
Perfect. 2,400.
Descend to 2,400 feet. World Express 3 Echo Mike Heavy.
World Express 3 Echo Mike Heavy. Reduce speed 170 knots.
Interesting, okay.
Reduce speed 170 knots.
That's below the
World
clean
Express
speed.
3 Echo Mike Heavy.
Reduce the speed and we will go flaps. Flaps 1.
Trinus 811. Contact Dubai Tower 119.55.
Contact Tower 119.55 of line at 811. Have a good day.
At flaps 1 speed, below flaps 1 speed, flaps 5. Not descending. Aircraft did something stupid there. It should keep descending, but anyway, never mind. Do we have a restriction somewhere here? Really? Okay, I guess VNAV is trying to catch back on the path. And cannot maintain the speed, as you see. We'll go flaps 10. 15 actually. Okay, this should give us enough lift. Thanks to PMDG, we cannot maintain the speed on autopilot. Great. First time flying this aircraft after the update, so maybe I should have gone to a lower flap setting anyway. So, but we'll maintain flaps 15 for now till we hear back from ATC for further clearance and slow us down or clear us down. Turn, and that's the airport.
Contact Tower 119.55 direct to 127.
Okay, just a little bit more. Be there. That's the landing checklist still active there.
Delta Flight 04, cleared direct Delta, cross Delta at or above 2,439 feet, cleared IELTS runway 30 left.
Cleared direct Alert, cross Alert at or above 2,400.
See, on the turns, this is the problem. When we are turning, the VNAV cannot hold the speed. The autopilot cannot hold the speed. This has been reported so many different times as a bug, and PMDG is doing nothing to fix this. Seriously, guys, you're charging for each variant of this aircraft and unable to fix this. This is legacy code. This is legacy code from their older versions, even from their, even before 2020. And it's still there. They cannot fix this for some reason. Anyway, next flight, just drop me a comment on which aircraft we should fly. I am thinking about either the Inebilus TriStar or the Inebilus A340-300. We will come back to the Thales at some point, but not right now. I want to fly these two aircraft on the channel first, and then we will come back to those. But if you have a preference, please drop a comment. Let me know if it's the TriStar you want to see or the A340, which has plenty of videos around YouTube, but it's up to you. And another one that I promised the members, I talked through the comments, the Boeing 727 is coming also, but that's going to be a tutorial, so I need a little bit more time to prepare it properly. Alright, apparently there is a restriction that the aircraft is trying to maintain by the looks of it. Why is this now doing that? My God. How hard it is to integrate with NavGraph. There we go. Do we have a restriction somewhere? Well, 7,000 or below, and I don't see any restrictions, so why we are not descending? This is interesting. Okay, we are gonna switch to vertical speed. Descend at 1,000 feet per minute or 14,000 feet per minute. Much better. Okay, now we are unable to maintain the speed again, unfortunately. We are descending, and I'm not sure why Vina was not descending at that time. I guess from here on the flaps are our discretion. ATC is not gonna give us any speed commands, is my guess. But we will wait until we make that last turn, and then we will continue introducing flaps and reducing the speed to our landing speed, which is 140. We'll do 145 landing speed plus 5 knots for the approach, and then drop it down for landing. Okay, this is looking good. Do we have an aircraft in front of us? Don't. The TCAS was showing an aircraft here in a little bit ago, but looks like it's disappeared now. So we'll keep the 10-mile range going forward until we land. Perfect. Last 1,000 feet to go almost. We'll turn on the taxi lights and runway turn off lights also, which will not have an effect until we drop the landing gear, but we are getting there. So, and maybe in real world you are required to wait until your landing gear is down to turn on the taxi light. So I tend to forget things, so it's better for me to do it while it's in my mind. Okay, just a little bit more. We will be at the altitude. We need to keep descending down to 2,000 anyway. Turn. We will, at this point, arm the localizer. Again, no, you're not maintaining the speed. No luck maintaining the speed here. That's kind of annoying, if I'm being honest. Final turn is imminent. 6 hours 38 minutes of flight time and just a little bit more, some more change, and then we will be hopefully on the ground. Which is 1006. Let's correct that now. Yeah. Turns, impossible to maintain speed. Okay, last turn. Select 2000. 84 ATC. I am not adding more flaps just yet because we need to maintain this speed. We still have some more distance to cover. There is 2000 and above. Once we pass that point, the ATC should clear us down to 2000, which is pre-selected on the altitude selector. And all we needed to do is just initiate the descent down to 2000, which is gonna be our profile altitude. At that point, we will arm the glide slope and then start introducing flaps, more flaps, and reducing the speed. First, I'm waiting to pass the Uldot waypoint, which is our initial fix, and from there we have two more waypoints until we get down to 2000 to our profile altitude.
Cleared direct LDOT, cross LDOT at or above 2,439 feet. Cleared aisles runway 30 left.
We should expect to see the same thing. We have an A380 in front of us, somewhere in the distance. There it is. There is the A380. We will be landing after that aircraft. Looks like they are first, and we are next. It's not. Let's make sure we are not closing on that aircraft. I'm gonna go down to 165. Okay, there is the glide slope.
Cleared direct ULDIT. Cross ULDIT at or above 2,439 feet. Cleared ILS runway 30 left.
Which is also
World Express
armed now.
3 Echo Mike Heavy.
We are on the localizer.
Air India 917 and taxi by tower
Cleared for the
11,
ILS.
decimal 55.
So we should be good to go from here.
Over to tower 119.55, Air India 917.
Again, we are waiting to cross the ALDOT. And then we will start our descent down to 2,000 feet. Luckily, the distance between the A380 is opening so that we are putting some distance between him and ourselves. There should be, or there could be, another aircraft behind us, so we don't want to slow down too fast too quickly. I guess we can go up to 1870 knots again.
American 14 Super, minimum approach speed. Minimum approach speed,
Okay.
American 14 Super.
Let's set our heading to the runway heading, which is, let's see here, I want to see the approach plate, and I want to see the runway heading 299 selected. That is the final course. Okay,
Minimum
that's
approach
us.
speed. World Express 3
So
Echo
that's-
Mike Heavy.
140, 145 is the approach speed. We are gonna go flaps 25. We are gonna descend down to 2,000. Clear that waypoint. It's the A380. Let's descend down to our profile altitude. Okay. Looking good. Glide slope seems to be alive now. The diamond is moving slowly. The profile altitude, perfect. Now all we need to do is wait until we capture the glide slope, extend the landing gear, do the final stage of flaps, and we should be good to go from there. This part is a little bit slow. So be it. Not much left. We see the Burj Khalifa in the distance. I think that's Burj Al Arab right there, if I'm not mistaken. Hard to tell. Those are the Dubai silhouette. Okay, so A380 is handed over to the tower. We should expect to have the same. Anything we need to do here? No, but we can go flaps 25. Up the landing gear. We are almost on the glide slope, so... And sorry about that, guys. Let's just cancel the horn. We know what we're doing, don't worry. Flap captured, flaps 30.
Tower 119 .55. World Express 3 Echo Mike Heavy. Dubai Tower, World Express 3 Echo Mike Heavy. ILS runway 30 left.
World Express 3 Echo Mike Heavy, Dubai Tower, continue.
Minimum
Roger,
for our
World
approach
Express
is
3
going
Echo
to
Mike
be
Heavy.
a barometric minimum of 16260. I'm sorry. Minimum is selected now. We are coming, all looking good. There's the runway. I'm waiting for A380 to land ahead of us, and then I will take control. We are about to pass below 1000 feet radio altitude. We're almost there. Okay, landing speed 140. Speed brake arms, passenger signs on, landing checklist is complete. That's all we need. Pilot disconnected, my controls.
Approaching 30 left.
Okay. Looking good.
500.
Checked. That A380 better vacate the runway before we touch down.
Approaching minimum.
Maintain 2,000 feet.
Going around, I'm sorry.
Minimums.
On the go.
Continue.
Fly runway center line.
Glide
Maintain
slow.
2000 feet.
Glide slow.
World Express 3
Glide
Echo
slow.
Mike Heavy.
Glide
Yeah,
slow.
this
Glide
happens
slow.
with
Glide
beyond
slow.
ATC.
Glide slow.
Dubai arrivals 124.9. Speed
10.
Contact due by arrivals 124.9.
Touchdown.
World Express 3 Echo Mike Heavy.
Officers engaged. Maintain the center line. Auto braking. See, we're just fine. Let's engage the reversers. Manual braking.
1686. Cleared direct LDOT. Cross LDOT at or above 2,439 feet. Cleared aisles runway
Take the
30
runway
left.
through here.
Cleared direct LDOT. Cross LDOT at or above 2,439 feet. Cleared ILS runway 30 left. Dubai 1686.
That was a really good landing. We will retract the flaps. Pull the speed brakes in. Clean the aircraft a little bit while we are here. Runway vacated. Landing lights are coming off now. If I can click, taxi light is on, strobe is coming off. APU start. Contact ground now. Okay, the ATC is not gonna give us any parking position because we are not following their lead, so we will turn off beyond the ATC. We will find ourselves a parking spot because once you turn it off, every spot becomes available. There are no aircraft waiting for landing. Flight directors are off. Heading can go back to 0. Go. Altitude can go to 10,000 to prepare the aircraft for the next crew. We will be flying this aircraft, and then speed can go down to 100. So this is the default. for the Boeings. We will follow along here. Found ourselves a parking spot over here and call it a day. Auto brakes can be turned off now. APU should be up and running, which is fine. We will find a parking spot that's close enough. Don't want to keep you guys too long here. We're almost done. Yep, turned off also. LiDAR can be turned. Pay attention, SimPilot, what are you doing? Okay, we will park into this second parking spot. F24 probably is going to be our parking spot. Slow down to 10 knots. Make sure we oversteer just to make sure our main landing gear will maintain and stay on the taxiway. Still a little bit too fast. Turn off the runway turn-offs and taxi light. We don't want to blind any of the ground crews. Like this, and hopefully we will be able to stop properly. Looking good so far. There. Can't remember if I had VDGS activated or turned on. We should just look to the side, position ourselves in a way that we will have just a tiny bit. This should be good. Yep. Okay. Parking brake is now set. Take a look at the checklist. Hydraulic panel. Everything is in. The shutdown, so we are not ready to do the hydraulic panel yet, but we will shut down the engines shortly, so can turn off these. Parking brake is set. Operations, and we can turn off the engines now. Beacon light can come off, logo light can come off, strobe is off, taxi light is off, landing lights are off, fuel pumps can be turned off now, electrical pumps can be turned off also. Perfect, window heat is coming off also. This is it for now. We will set the chocks, request a ground power unit, and request deboarding from GSX, and then we will shut down the aircraft once we deboard the aircraft.
The boarding requested.
There you go, guys. Well, we didn't. So that's my fault. I forgot that we had a cargo plane, so we're not deboarding here. But hey, let's not worry about that, okay? Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.